Demons get a bad rap, don't you think? They're seen as creatures in the service of pure evil in the Bible. They're always depicted as villains in literature and cinema, and possibly most damning, the word demonic is always used to describe bad stuff. Sure, demons have been known to do some less than savory things in the past, and have been known to trick and manipulate all sorts of folks, but we can't just blanket statement the whole darn demonic race. There's a large subset of demons who actually help people to the best of their abilities, imparting knowledge and granting useful powers. So today we're going to flip through some demons that could use a PR makeover. Hello horror heads, and welcome back to the scariest channel on YouTube, Top 5 Scary Videos. I'm your horror host Keegan Hughes, and today we're going to be taking a look at the top 5 scary demons that are actually good. Before we get started, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe for more underworld underestimates. Perfect, let's begin. Coming in at number 5, we've got the Midianites. Okay, so before we get into any Christian, Judaic, or Gnostic demons, we should probably fire some movie demons into the spotlight. We've come so close to talking about this movie so many times, so why not today? Nightbreed is a cult classic that never really hit the big times. Released back in 1990, director Clive Barker didn't get final cut and was disappointed with how it ended up. Years later, a majority of the unused footage was discovered, and Scream Factory managed to release a director's cut. Based on Barker's short story Cabal, this is quite the empathetic take on monsters living in a graveyard. At the beginning of the flick, the audience is introduced to some rapid-fire demon craziness, resulting in the impression that these grotesque monsters are evil troublemakers. It soon becomes apparent that they are far from evil, and the so-called good guy psychotherapist is the real madman. The Midianites, even if they have horrid features, are a largely peaceful race of monsters. They live on their own beneath the cemetery. Midian has its own unique culture, customs, and laws, and they have no intention on starting any trouble with humans. In fact, humans are the ones who decide they've got a problem with them before launching a full-scale assault, complete with an Albertan militia. Through some wicked mental gymnastics by Dr. Decker, played by David Cronenberg, folks are convinced that the Midianites are the last bastion of evil and must be destroyed. However, once the battle begins, it becomes very clear that all they want to do is live unimpeded. In fact, the entire movie proves how good these beings truly are. They accept Boone into their ranks and even give him a second chance after he breaks their laws. They take good care of their children and do their best to offer all their citizens comfort and supplies in order to live. It just goes to show that humans tend to demonize the other in an attempt to simplify our world when we should be embracing those differences. Maybe just letting the other live in peace is the answer after all. Don't tell the colonies. Coming in at number 4, we've got Aman. Alright, now that I've done my requisite movie talk, let's head into some more mythical demons. We'll start with Aman, Marquis of Hell that governs 40 infernal legions. He's quite the ugly sucker, which might contribute to his bad reputation. According to Johann Weir, who wrote of Aman in the Pseudo-Monarchia Daemonum, Aman or Amon is a great and mighty marquis, and cometh abroad in the likeness of a wolf, having a serpent's tail, vomiting flames of fire. When he putteth on the shape of a man, he showeth out dog's teeth, and a great head like a mighty nighthawk. He is the strongest prince of all other, and understandeth of all things past and to come. He procureth favor, and reconcileth both friends and foes, and rule 40 legions of demons. So he's got a wolf body, a serpent's tail, and a raven's head. Nice. Most folks would be afraid of a creature like this, which makes sense. Chimeras of all types tend to freak folks out. However, Aman is a nice guy. He's known for reconciling friends and foes, making the world a better place for all involved. If he were truly evil, he would encourage more discord between people instead of helping them get past it. Aman also procures love for those seeking it, and if that doesn't warm your cold heart, I don't know what would. So if you're feeling lonely, let Aman play Cupid for you. Who knows? Maybe the demon will come back with info on a hunky hunk or babely babe. Just pray it's not a succubus. Coming in at number 3, we've got Lilith. Speaking of succubi who tend to get a bad rap, let's talk about Lilith. Legends say that Lilith was Adam's first wife. She lived with him in Eden for a while, but was expelled for refusing to submit to him. After this, she became a legendary demonic figure, famous for stealing babies and seducing young men. Not the best reputation, I know, but there have been worse. Leave it to history to demonize women who didn't listen to their husbands. Still, after centuries of bad press, it seems like Lilith has turned a corner. Modern scholars seem to have found a different way to interpret this famous sensual seductress. After being created equal to Adam, she didn't enjoy being treated as a lesser being, so she left. In doing so, she opened herself up to a whole lot of slander from all who felt that she needed to be put down. This created all the legends involving her body tendencies and succubal urges. So while she's often portrayed as a baby-snatching demon with a huge personality, it's more likely that she's just someone who decided to force her independence before that was socially acceptable. No wonder so many witches and feminists look up to her. Coming in at number 2, we've got Gop. Alright, I'm gonna catch some flack from some of our more old-fashioned viewers on this one, but hear me out. Gop is a demon prince in human form who incites love. Classic. Love is good in the world. But in some readings, he provides further services which may or may not be interpreted as good by some in our modern society. He provides medical care for women, which is fantastic, but he's also known for transforming women to make it easier to get a lover and also renders them infertile. So they can find lovers more easily and will not have any accidental babies. Of course, if you plan on having kids, this is a bad thing. But kids, in this economy? So depending on your position on these topics, Gop would be really awesome or not that. But add in his powers of philosophy and liberal arts and you've got a pretty wicked college professor. Gop is known for teaching these topics, making people invisible, stealing familiars from magicians, making men stupid, and carrying people quickly over long distances. I'd say these are all top-notch powers, especially the making men stupid part. I feel like I'd be a whole lot happier if I just didn't think so goddamn much, but maybe that's just me. To conclude, Gop, even though he looks like a pretty classic horned winged demon, isn't actually all that terrifying. And finally at number 1, we've got Bile. If you ever saw Bile, you'd freak out. He is a spider-esque creature with the heads of a cat, frog, and man all on full display. Or at least that's how he appears in the Dictionary Infernal. Either way, he's described as a combination of the 3 creatures. This kind of appearance would cause anyone to freeze up, but don't worry too much. He's also able to make folks invisible, which has plenty of utility. Of course, being invisible isn't too useful for doing good deeds, but I suppose that choice falls upon whoever invoked this odd demon. A more utilitarian power comes in the form of making people wise, and let's be honest, this is a much needed skill these days. Both of these powers are stronger in October too, so you know he's a Halloween fiend. I'm not sure if that makes him less scary or more scary, but anyone who loves October is a friend of mine. Right on. Hopefully I opened your eyes to some less terrifying aspects of some well-known demons. Kinda makes me want to summon a few, but man, I got work in the morning. It's tough out here for an amateur demonologist. So, what'd you think of the list? Do you agree with my selections? Did you know that these demons had so much to offer? What's the best, worst demon you know? Make sure you let me know down in the comments. Speaking of comments, let's take a look at some of your more plastic ones from the top 5 scary cosmic horror creatures to keep you up tonight. Benjamin Shafinsky says, you mean H.R. Geiger, right? I don't know who this H.G. Geiger is. Or Giger. Is it Giger? Either way, thank you for the correction. We all make mistakes. Successfully Failing TV says, huge props for shouting out Tetsuo. Akira is hands down one of the greatest films ever. This is why me and the guys always tune in. You're that dude, Key. Hell yeah, my guy. Shouts out Danny, Xavier, Chris, and Nick. Keep up the good work. Brian Gallen says, Lovecraft opened the door and stepped through, leaving it open only a crack for the next true prophet. The individual has yet to surface. There have been some acolytes, King, Carpenter, and Gygax, for example. However, the darkest purist is yet to come. Maybe they'll bring all the darkness into a new form of media, too. Cosmic horror in VR. Maybe some terrifying short-form interactive video. Locke the Fox says, beware invoking the name of the Pale Queen, Keegan. We don't want the same thing that happened to Jack to happen to you. Sure, everyone thinks he moved back to England, but some of us know the truth and the horrors she inflicted upon him. And there's a reason I haven't returned to the studio yet. Archer the Great says, Sprite, sponsor this man, please. I would love a lifetime supply of Sprite Cranberry. Or maybe McDonald's Sprite, so I can charge my camera even if the power goes out. And that's all the time we have for today. Before I hop on a motorcycle in front of the famous Dr. Adder, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe for more phlegmy fallacies. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Sure, demons have done some less than savory things in the past, but sure, demons have no It soon becomes apparent that they are far from evil, with the so-called good guy psychotherapist being the real Batman. Nope. And the so-called good guy he's quite the ugly sucker, which might according to Johann Weir, who wrote of according to Johann Weir, who wrote, oh my, wow. Aman or Aman is a great and mighty marquis. I'm gonna lose my mind. These pronunciations are actually gonna kill me. They're gonna kill me dead. I'm gonna end up at the bottom of the river. Aman or Aman is a great and mighty marquis. Aman or Amon is a great and Marty. Bro, I'm having so much trouble. I'm gonna die. This created all sorts of Alright, I'm gonna catch some flack for, Alright, I'm gonna catch some flack with some of our old... Successfully Failing TV says, huge prop... Brian Galland says, Lovecraft opened the door and stepped through it, leaving open... Akira is one... Why can't I speak today? Okay, we're good. good. We're good.